Dear students, welcome to the online classes program of Higher Education Department, Punjab. It is Department of English Language and Literature of Government Postgraduate College, Attic. Here, I am Sharif Zahid, Assistant Professor of English.
Well, gentlemen, in the last lecture we have studied the various reasons which Liaquat Ali Khan explored before the American nation for freedom. And in today's lecture we shall study further and will come to know that what the caste liberty demands from us. After having given a rational viewpoint that it was the right of the people of the subcontinent to enjoy a free state for the Muslims. Let us start from the text that this intensity of purpose and this firm faith have during the last 3 years have been demonstrated in ways which surprise our critics and our friends. At that time, the nation had enjoyed 3 years freedom. After 3 years, Liaquat Ali Khan went to Kansas University to receive his degree. And he says that there are so many critics and there are well-wishers of Pakistan, and in some ways went beyond our own expectations. In the criticism and in favor, so many nations went beyond our expectations as well. When British India was partitioned, we the Pakistanis were asked to set up a new state of 80 million people, as we were in a large majority but without resources. We had to set up our state, which was a difficult task, and we successfully managed that difficult task even. 80 million people within the period of 2 months. We had no capital and no flag. We had no road map, and we were having no more investment in the form of assets or cash or capital. But even then, we did manage successfully all that. Our administrative machinery had to be built up from scratch. We had nothing strong. Without strong foundation, we started our administration. We were allotted an army, but its personnel were dispersed far and wide. The army which was given to us was not in the form of a unit or a battalion, and even they were not united. So they were scattered throughout the subcontinent. It was first duty to bring them to a single unit. They were far and wide and could not come together for months. It took sufficient time to bring them together. Similarly, we had no military equipment. Our share of the military equipment of British India, which was allotted to us on paper, remains largely undelivered even today when 3 years have elapsed. It is not 3 years. Even today, that share has not been delivered to Pakistan by India. Being a backward people, we had no industry. As this nation was a backward nation, we have no more industry, no engineers, and practically no traders. So, all these things are for economic prosperity, and we had no foundation of economic prosperity. Within a few months of independence, 7 million homeless refugees driven out of India. Another problem which arose and which was not expected, that there were refugees who were expelled from India, came over to us in a miserable plight to seek shelter. Because they opted for Pakistan, so definitely they were expelled from the portion and parts of the India and they reach in Pakistan, but in a very miserable condition. Had it not been for the unity of our people, we might have floundered. As this nation was united, so we remain intact. But today, after 3 years, we are stronger than before. Liaquat Ali Khan wants to say that those 3 years, soon after partition, were very difficult period. But now we have overcome our problems, and in spite of some very anxious moments when our international rights and our freedoms seem to be in jeopardy, we are still free. Of course, our international rights were not accepted, they are still in a danger zone, but we feel ourselves that today we are an independent nation. Now, Liaquat Ali Khan is giving us certain liabilities which freedom puts upon our shoulders. And he says that what are the demands that our freedom makes on us? What are the liabilities for an independent nation? Our first duty is to ourselves that we should consider, we must shoulder, we should not look forward to any other nation. We should not depend upon any other resources. I do not say this in any spirit of selfishness or chauvinism. It does not mean that we are selfish nation. Of course, a free people must maintain their own freedom first. If we want to be an independent nation, so we must safeguard our liberty first. Otherwise, they disgrace the fair name of free men and women all over the world. If we fail to protect our freedom, it will be a bad name for all the nations who are free. But the maintenance of freedom requires constant vigilance. For this very reason, we have to be on alert all the time. What are beautiful words in which liberty has been defined. Liaquat Ali Khan says the liberty does not descend upon a people must raise themselves to it. It is a fruit that must be earned before it can be enjoyed. Liberty is not given in charity. One must prove himself or herself equal to that. We must raise ourselves according to the standard and status of independent nations, because it is such a fruit which is first to be earned and then to be enjoyed. That freedom means freedom only from foreign domination. It is partial freedom. Freedom is an outworn idea. From foreign domination, getting freedom has now become an old concept. It is not merely government that should be free, but the people themselves who should be free. Not only the government, but the nation, the public should feel themselves that they are free, and no freedom has any real value for the common people or woman unless it also means freedom from want. Want means deficiency of something. It means every usable item, every utility item should be in abundance for all the nation. It also means freedom from disease. There should be a healthy environment, so no one should be forced to live in a diseased society. And freedom means freedom from ignorance, and everyone should be well educated. He should enjoy the opportunity of getting or seeking knowledge and getting education. This is the main task which confronts us. So we are facing this type of task which makes us free from ignorance, free from disease, and free from want, means deficiency of all the utility items. This is the problem which we are facing. If we are to take our rightful place in the modern world, only then modern world accepts us as free nation. We cannot hold the clock back, and we can't stop the time. We can't go into the past, and therefore it is we who must go forward at a double pace. We have to run with the time, bending all our resources and all our energies to this great purpose, and we will have to utilize all of our resources for achieving this purpose. Students of history are aware that during the last 2 or 3 centuries of foreign domination, our people have not kept pace with the march of civilization. Those who are interested in the subject of history, they know very well that for the last 2 or 3 centuries, we failed to cope up with the modern and civilized nations, and we are left behind. It was during these centuries that Western civilization, of which you are the proud torchbearers, now he appreciates the modern American people that you people are torchbearer for us, you are a symbol for us, and discovered a use for science which, though not new, which was so fast in tempo and so vast in its magnitude that it gave civilization a new orientation altogether. So, this knowledge of the science bestowed civilization totally a new color, of which we, the resident of subcontinent, remain deprived of. So, this is the phase that for various reasons our people missed. And we, the people of Asia subcontinent, we missed that chance. The result is that today we find magnitudes emerging so large, our population is large, and free nations in Asia with their material and mental resources utterly undeveloped, and we fail to improve ourselves up to the point we ought to have are equal to the modern nations, and with their standards of living so low that the world conscience should not be content to leave them stagnant. And I believe that those who are modern people, they will not leave us as backward nations. Definitely, they will cope up with us. Our ancient steadfast faith, which is such a source of strength to us on the ideological front, in these modern uneasy times, must be wedded to the pioneering virility of modern technology. We shall adopt this modern technology by the grace of Almighty Allah, and I assure you that we will be able to cope up with the modern civilization very soon, had we been given chance and had we been provided all these facilities. This is the synthesis we must achieve quickly, and we must reach at the solution, we, the backward as well as the developed nations. Not merely for the sake of progress, but for the sake of world peace itself. And it will not make us only to pace with the modern world, but it will assure the peace of the world as well. Thank you very much for patient listening and happy watching. Stay blessed.